Hi, I'm the Director for Common Knowledge Trust, and we produce Birthing Better Childbirth Preparation online course. So each video now is going to be about skills. And we talked in a previous video about sustainable breathing and the 4 ways that humans breathe. It's really important to understand, and we're going to say it over and over again, that the purpose of picking good breathing patterns is that when you breathe with good patterns, then you are coping better, managing, handling, dealing with, working through, staying on top of, and in control of the sensations you're experiencing during birth or what is happening to or around you. You cannot control the sensations you're going to have. You cannot control what is going to happen to or around you. You have control over how you respond to either internal sensations or external sensations. And your first line of defense for being able to cope and manage is not positive thinking, but it's good breathing patterns. You have to discover of the 4 types of ways humans breathe: in your nose, out your nose, in your nose, out your mouth, in your mouth, out your nose, in and out your mouth, which are the patterns and variations which you can use to relax yourself. And that's found in the Sustainable Breathing ebook in the course. But there's another element to breathing, and that is the capacity to use breathing to expand inside our body and to soften inside our pelvis. The reality is, if you are giving birth and you find yourself tense like this, doesn't matter. What matters is whether you are tense in your pelvis. So the most important thing now is for you to just tense up down there. Tense up down there. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Nobody knows you're tense down there. You know it. You have to relax down there. Soften in there. That's your job. That's where your baby's coming down through and out. Even if you're having a surgical birth, your baby's coming out your belly, that's true. But if you are tense in your body, then you're indicating you're more nervous and you're more anxious. So by using good breathing patterns, whether you have a surgical cesarean or whether you labor and have a vaginal birth or end up with a surgical birth, doesn't matter. Just use your skills, because that helps you stay in control, and that's so important. So you need to understand that when we breathe in, and hopefully you'll learn that a good breathing pattern is in your nose and out your mouth. So when you breathe in, your lungs expand. They don't move around your body, but you can intentionally, just as people say, breathe in your belly, chest breathe, fast or slow, is that you have the ability to intentionally expand inside your pelvis with every inhale. So you just inhale and just expand inside your pelvis, and you will feel primarily the bone in the back move. That's your sacrum. And that sacrum has 2 bones that overlay it. Those are your big hip bones. Most people don't really know that our pelvis has more than 1 bone. We see it as a bone, the pelvis, but it in fact has big hip bone on one side, hip bone on the other, and at the front there's a cartilage. And then in the back, those overlay the sacrum. And then at the end of the sacrum is the tailbone. So it's really important that you practice and feel that as you inhale, you can expand inside your pelvis. And you'll feel the sacrum move back a little bit, and the big bones move to the side a little bit. It's not easy to get a lot of motion in the front, and that's not where your baby wants you to create motion. Babies want you to create motion in the back, because that's naturally how our human body functions. So every time you inhale and you can create space, that's saying to your baby, Mommy's creating space. Babies like that. So every time you then exhale, whether you exhale out your nose or out your mouth, then intentionally you just soften inside your pelvis. And this is why Birthing Better is so important, because the skills interlap with one another. Knowing good breathing patterns versus stressful breathing patterns, being able to expand when you inhale and soften as you exhale, which is another skill called the pelvic clock. Using those at every inhalation and exhalation during the birth of your baby gives you control. That's another skill, how to choose to be in control. So as we talk about skills, they interface and they overlap each other. That's why there's no linear way to learn the Birthing Better skills. But that doesn't matter. Inside each of us, when we think about giving birth, whether we've given birth before or whether this is our first baby, we feel there are places we're uncertain about. So when you get the resource, find the skills that first fill those gaps, that answer those questions. Have the aha moment that says, aha, I finally understand about breathing. I did use yoga breathing. It worked well, but I couldn't have explained it to anybody. Now I can explain what I was doing. Or I used a good meditation breathing, or a good Lamaze, or good Bradley method breathing, and that didn't work when the contractions got more painful or because I was induced. And when you read the Birthing Better Sustainable Adjustable Breathing ebook, then you will understand all of the layers of breathing, all of the ways they overlap and interface, and then breathing becomes a skill that you can adjust and adapt at any moment of your baby's birth and through every inhalation and every exhalation. So we'll go on to more of the skills in the next video. Bye-bye.